right, man, we back. It's Prophit. You know where I'm at, Castle Studios, right here in Chicago. We back with another update on the Family Tree series. Again, give y'all a little backstory. I started this journey to try to find my father, and if I don't find him, at least find some people in his family, you know, that I can connect with. I also want to get into the family traumas, generational curses, stuff like that, so that I can prevent those type of things in the future. The third reason I did this was, and I haven't really talked about this on any other video. The third reason I did this was because it's never been a point in my life where I felt like I stepped into a room and I belonged there, even if I created the fucking room. It's never been a point in my life where I felt like I was really a part of a family or something like that. A lot of that shit ended up being forced. A lot of that shit ended up being me overexerting myself to prove that I was as good as or better than or a viable candidate to love. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people feel that way in life. A lot of people feel like that they gotta fight for love, or they gotta fight for people to understand them or to trust them and shit like that. And not saying that I'm gonna find that with a family, but at least I can know where I come from. If I don't feel like I belong, at least I can know where I come from. It's barely been a time where I'm comfortable around other people's families, or I understand dynamics that I probably should understand. And I understand everybody got fucked up dynamics in their family. Every family ain't perfect. But for me, it's important to at least know where I come from, so I can choose whether or not I want to mess with people or not, or whether or not I want to connect with people or not. It's important for that. So that's like the main reasons that I'm doing this, right? I know we talked about in a previous video, I think it was the second or the third, when we talked about my cousin Laura. I think that was the second video. I had reached out to her on Ancestry. She reached back instantly. She sent me her number. She told me she was willing to help, answer any questions she could. And I waited some weeks for her to call me back. Like we talked once and we wasn't able to really talk. She was dealing with like a funeral or something like that, and we didn't talk again for some weeks. And I was just playing it by ear and just like taking my time with it, letting it come to me naturally. And finally, Laura hit me back. And just as I thought, Laura's a cool ass person. You could definitely tell she my cousin. We got a lot of the same traits, how we was talking on the phone, the shit she was saying, like I was understanding, and she was saying the shit, the shit I was saying, she was understanding. So it was dope to connect with her for real. I talked to her on the phone for about 3 hours one day. She was in a damn job orientation, and she was talking to me while she was in the orientation, so that was dope. But the sad part about this is a lot of my cousins that I'm meeting, the reason they on Ancestry is because of the same reason I'm on Ancestry. They want to find a family that they don't know and they don't have. And so that was her motivations for being on there. The main thing for me when I was communicating with her was I needed to know, how are we cousins? Like, we first cousins one time removed, meaning like her parent can be my cousin, or her parent can be my aunt or uncle or something like that. So it's like tricky how that goes. So that's what I was trying to do. I was just trying to put some pieces to the puzzle, find out who her mom is, who her siblings are, stuff like that, so that I can kind of map this thing out and get closer to the name of my father. So that was the first thing I talked to her about. Come to find out, she didn't, my father's side is her mother's side. And as I stated in a previous video, I think it was the third video, her mom died in 1993. So she was like 8 years old when her mom died. And when her mom died, her dad came, snatched her up so the state wouldn't get her. And she was raised by her dad's side of the family. So keep up. Her mom's side is my dad's side, meaning my dad and her mom are relatives. They either cousins or shit, they could be brother and sister. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because All we know is, all she could tell me was her mom's side, her grandma's side of the family. She didn't really know her grandfather's side of the family. So, you know, her mom could have siblings on her dad's side, and one of those siblings could be my parent, which is crazy because her mom is clearly my auntie. So she broke it down to me. She said she really didn't know her mom's side of the family. She grew up and she met them when she got older. She doesn't click with them people at all. She barely know them, but the little that she do know about them, they just didn't click. They different type of people. She had a different upbringing than they did. Unfortunately, on my dad's side, it's a lot of drug use, alcohol abuse, sexual trauma, stuff like that she was able to give me some insight on. It was actually it was a couple messed up stories. Come to find out, like, her grandma was like, you know, my dad's side is Nigerian. So her grandma was a Nigerian lady, and she was like super colorist. Come to find out, she was like putting up all the light-skinned kids, putting them up for adoption. And I got like 10 or 15 cousins in the system that don't even know their family at all. And they only in the system because they light-skinned. You know what I'm saying? So it was, that was crazy to hear. That was crazy as hell to hear. I was hoping that, you know, it would be a contrast between my mom's side and my dad's side, but it seems like the same type of traumas that were going on one side are also going on my dad's side. It might be on a different level in a different way, but it's still drug use. It's still a lot of abandoned children. It's still a lot of foster children on that side. It's a lot of colorism. She told me a lot. She didn't have a lot of information, but she had enough to know that it's some trauma there that she don't want to deal with. She actually has siblings that they don't even talk to the family at all, because of the things that they went through. I think that what happened, it wasn't focusing. It's good now. Okay. Yeah. She actually got some siblings that they don't really talk to the family either because of past traumas. And I won't get into their traumas because it's not my business to tell, but just know my heart goes out to y'all. We are family. We are cousins. I don't know y'all, but I do know a little bit about your story, and I can relate to your story. I can relate to physical abuse. I can relate to sexual trauma. I can relate to being abandoned. So whenever the time comes, my other two cousins, whenever y'all want to talk, we can talk. And I understand that, you know, ripping the bandage off of those type of wounds, it's never easy, and it's never something that we want to do. So I'm willing to take whatever time it take just to have a conversation with y'all, because we definitely in the same boat. I'm not a weirdo. I'm here, you know what I'm saying, just for us to be family and for us to connect. But shout out to Laura. She put a lot in perspective when it came to my father's side of the family. She just as lost as me, man. And that's sad. That's really sad. The people who I need to talk to are her mom's siblings. And I did end up talking to her mom's brother, which is Laura's uncle. Smooth dude. He was pretty cool. He got 2 kids. They both grown. I'm hoping I can connect with him a little bit more. But the crazy part is, he didn't really know a whole lot. He don't even know his father. He don't know a whole lot either. But the things that I need him to know, I think he does know. So I'm going to give him a little time, and I want to talk to him again, if possible. Because I need to know who their cousins are, who their aunties and uncles are, stuff like that. Because that's going to get me closer to this name. I need the name of my father. And I got 3 names to work with, and I haven't been hearing them in my family tree. Another fun fact I found out is my family last name is originally Gilmore. So I got a lot of Gilmores in my family, but my father's side is also Muslim. So they a lot of them are hyphenated. So it's like they use the surname Bay, B-E-Y. So I got like a lot of Gilmore Bays, William Bays, stuff like that. They hyphenate their name, so it's like a real popular last name, especially amongst Muslim people. So that was something I learned. That was cool. What else? Okay, so we got into Laura's account of our family and the things that she knew about our family, which were, you know, they were a little traumatic, and she had a brief experience with them as a child and as an adult. So her mom's name is Elizabeth Bay. She died in 1993. R.I.P. to her. She died from a drug overdose. And it seems like her siblings were also suffering from those same, afflictions, ailments. She died very young. She was about 31, 32 when she died. Now, I just met another cousin. His name is Marcellus. He doesn't know his dad's side of the family. Now, his dad's side of the family is my dad's side of the family. He just submitted his DNA and it came back, and he just messaged me the other day. And he lives here in Illinois with me. Not in Chicago, but in Illinois, and he trying to find his father. And all we know is his grandma's name, which is and her name is like Marcella or something like that. So like I got another clue of a family member, and that'll get me a little bit closer to my father because he's a second cousin, meaning that, you know, our parents are most likely first cousins. So if I can talk to his dad, which he still knows his dad and everything, if I could talk to his dad, that'll get me closer to who my father is. So that's another cousin I just met right here in Illinois. Hopefully I can link with him in the future. He seemed like a young cat. He seemed like he probably about 10 years younger than me, but he speaks very well. Seemed like he got a good head on his shoulder. So hopefully we can connect a little bit in the future. But I'm one step closer to this father hunt. I still don't have a name, but I do got some other family member names that can lead me and point me in the right direction. I did find out about some family trauma. I'm hoping to find out about some family triumphs and some successes and some good things. I'm hoping it's not all trauma and heartbreak. So far, it's been a very sad story. I'm actually motivated now to find all my cousins that was put up for adoption. So I'm hoping that I can find all of them and we all be united some kind of way. This week has been enlightening. It's been an emotional fucking roller coaster. I ain't gonna lie to you. And I'm gonna keep going though, bro. I think it's important work to be done here. I'm bearing my soul about my story, and I could be a little bit more detailed, but I won't because I don't want to get too emotional on camera. But I think it's important work to be done here. It's so many layers to this that I'm doing, and I think the world needs to see shit like this. I think that, you know, the trauma that my family faced and any family faced, it can be overcome. You just gotta, you know, look into the past and look towards the future. So that's my goal, man. Until next time, hopefully I have some more updates for y'all. We doing some research right now with CPD because my grandfather was a police officer, and I know of another police officer that kind of took care of me when I was a kid, the guy Roscoe that I mentioned. I actually did get a printout of 15 guys named Roscoe who worked in CPD during that time around that station, 51st Street. So I'm narrowing down the list right now, and I'm gonna reach out to him. I don't think he's my father, but I think he helped my mom out when I was a baby, and I at least want to shake the man's hand or know a little bit about him as well. Until next time, man, we still fighting, we still searching, we still hunting. Appreciate y'all for tapping in.